Sup shooters, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we're checking out Alastair Goodland, an artist that I actually have listened to before, if I am correct. I have listened to Alastair Goodland, and I did enjoy the last release of his that I checked out, and today we're listening to more. We're listening to River of God, so we switch over to here. I've got really calm, peaceful music that, like album art, that kind of goes well with the title, the subject matter of it. We're going to listen to this track from start to finish. It is a 5-minute 27 track, so it's a little bit longer than I'm used to, but that's fine. We're going to listen the whole way through, and we're going to hear what we think. Okay. Okay, the kick with that guitar work. That guitar work is ferocious, dude. This is kind of what you need by an intro. You need to kind of add layers and layers and layers, and you really need to get to the main crux of it within that 20 second mark at least. And we kind of have. And the vocals really need to come in by the 30-second mark nowadays. Haha, called it. Called it. I called it. I absolutely called it.
Handle things that come my way, drawing living water from his well.
Okay, we got those typical kind of Alastair Goodland elements coming in. We've got the drums, got the guitar, we've got a bit of that woodwind, we got his vocals, which is sounding stellar today. Production's pretty sick.
There's a river from his throne, flows to all he calls his own. Mighty river, Jesus, flow through me.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to hear what he's talking about. It's been mixed well, the vocals have been EQ'd well. Good amount of compression on the master chain as well.
Holy river, flow and wind, crystal clear and giving life, healing everywhere it goes, love and peace to all he finds.
And I can tell this is an acoustic performance. I can tell it is, and it's just so refreshing, man. I don't get to listen to enough music from this type of genre, man. Most of the stuff I listen to is like, it's like flawless and perfect, and this is like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this is like a rough recording or anything, it's fantastic, but you can tell that people actually are jamming together. They're actually playing instruments kind of in the same room or like alongside each other and doing takes and stuff like that across all the instruments, and I just dig it. I kind of live for it, you know? It's got a kind of a live kind of tone to it, you know? River make the blind to see. Oh, good job hitting that low there, Alastair. That's fantastic. Also, I'm liking how the flute or the woodwind instrument, the pipes, they harmonize with the vocals in that second half, and also the River of God being repeated, that hook line, fantastic.
By a river, I plant a tree. It's what he says about you and me. Mighty cedars growing tall and strong. Roots that go down by the stream, drawing water, leaves so green, never fearing fierce heat of the day. Holy river, flow and wind, crystal clear and giving life, healing everywhere it goes, love and peace to all he finds.
Yeah, no, I think this is starting to justify its 5.5-minute runtime. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I do not mind it. I'm actually going to turn my camera off. Because I know this is going to go over the 30-minute mark. I don't know if you guys know this. You know Canon cameras? My understanding of why you can't record more than 30 minutes at a time with the video is because there was some sort of issue with like the text system over where they're sort of like founded or where their main headquarters is, where they get taxed at a different rate or they'd have to put at different costs if they have a video camera. So they limited it to like half 30 minutes so that it wouldn't be classed as like having video camera functionality. So that's why if you have a Canon video camera, you can't record more than 30 minutes unless you like hack it, in which case I don't think it's got the warranty anymore. But anyways, look, that's just it. So it is really justifying that 5.5 minute playtime. And sorry, I know I got distracted by the Canon thing. I lost my train of thought. Basically, it's not bad that it's 5.5 minutes. I think it's fantastic. It's just nowadays, if you're releasing a single, it can be difficult to get people to sit down with your music for 5.5 minutes unless it's like really friggin' good. You know, really friggin' good. And it is. This is good enough. I think this is good enough to justify that length of time with a first impression. I don't mean this in an EP thing or an album thing. I mean, if this is the first time someone's listening to your music, I think that this song justifies it by the ways that it's played and sort of the way it sounds and the subject material.
River of God, river set the captives free. River of God, river make the blind to see. River of God, flow through me. River of God, mighty river, flow through me.
I'm liking this instrumental section here. It doesn't feel like 3.5 minutes have like gone by. Solo time. Dude, I can vibe with this. Is cool. Going up that register, modulating it. And back to this kind of verse section.
Everywhere it goes, love and peace to all he finds.
Oh no, I keep forgetting there's like this instrumental bridge, eh? I keep thinking the chorus is gonna come in then. That's exactly what you need. You don't want it to be, when you're going for that longer type of single, you don't want it to be predictable necessarily because you want people to be like, oh, what's happening next? It needs to become an adventure. You know?
River of God,
double take vocals.
Captives free. River of God, river make the blind to see. River of God, flow through me. River of God,
Oh, this is clever. So they've got the guitar on the left side, they've got the main sort of flute in the front, and then they've got the side one on the right. That's why they haven't sort of stereo panned the guitars. That's interesting.
River of God, river set the captives free. River of God, river make the blind to see. River of God, flow through me. River of God, mighty river, flow through me.
Beautiful, well done. Well done, Alastair. This is great. This is a great song. Like, to be fair, I think I spent a lot of time listening to the music and kind of grooving along to the instrumental sections. I paid attention during the hooks because having River of God repeated that many times is now stuck in my head. I may just have a quick listen through the verses. Just one of the verses, just to kind of get a gauge of like the side content to it to make sure I get a whole picture of this track. And I'll be right back. Okay, so just so I understand it, right, is this track about, is it about the love of God flowing through you so the blind can, like if it flows through the blind, they then see the glory of God? Is that kind of what this is about? I think I kind of understand that as that just by listening to that verse just then. There's also someone outside, they're cleaning the drains outside, so if you hear a bit of a high-pitched sound, I'll try and EQ that out. It's just the time of day, apparently, that they decide to do that. But yeah, it's about sort of like having that kind of spiritualism, that faith in the beauty of it and how it is like a calm river flowing through you. I think that's a beautiful thing to write a song about, you know. I think everybody wants to have that sort of faith and inner peace and that sort of like strength in their convictions and beliefs. And I think a lot of people will be able to sort of relate to it because of that. I think that the instrumental performances for me were personally one of the highlights. I loved how cohesive everything was. I especially loved having that instrumental section in there that did justify the song length. And I think that there wasn't actually a moment in this track where I was bored, like genuinely. And it's not like I have attention deficit or something like that. When I'm reviewing something, I need to make sure I'm entertained the whole time. And Alastair Goodland has done a fantastic job of that. And his vocal performances were strong as typical of what I've previously heard. Very caring. There's a lot of love and there's a lot of polish in that performance. You know, like there's obviously a very clear understanding of what's required to make fantastic songs. And obviously Alastair is also a very passionate musician. And when you combine the two, that's why you get this more organic, authentic experience that I have come to find familiar with Alastair. And I want to hear more music like this. He's a very talented, and I'm assuming that he's playing a few of the different instruments on this as well. I think I've spoken to Alastair about the instruments he played, and obviously he does the vocals, I'm sure he does the guitar stuff. I'm not sure how many of the other instruments he plays, whether he does everything himself or if he gets other people, but either way, songwriting's on point. That hook was catchy as heck, whilst also sounding like it was lovely to listen to. You know, it was catchy without being sort of cheap, you know what I mean? And yeah, the mixing and mastering as well was pretty spot on. So yeah, all in all, pretty positive review of this. Hopefully you enjoyed listening to River of God by Alastair Goodland. Please do check out Alastair Goodland's various social medias and Spotify. And thank you for watching this review as well. Stay cool, stay safe. Please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time as you need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I will catch you in the next review. Spider hands up.